What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey. First and foremost, I want to send a shout out, Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Anybody who's got a mother or a wife who's got kids, this and that, and the third, please go do something for them today. You know, it is their day. So, Happy Mother's Day. Second off, prayers to everybody up there in North Florida who got hit by the tornadoes. Of course, you see, I'm from Florida, all right, and got a lot of family up there. So prayers out and shout out to everybody up there who's going through what they're going through. Hopefully they get their power back soon. But all right, let's get into this NBA playoff round 2 game 4 matchup between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. All right, this game will be played at 3:30 p.m. East Coast time. Did open up over under at 217.5. Indiana minus 5.5. The line has since moved to over under 218.5, and Indiana still minus 5.5. Actually, you can actually see right now it's at 219 on some places still right now, and the line has also moved down. It was at 6 earlier. Now it's all the way down to 5. Pacers giving up 5. But anyway, let's get back into this, guys. Let's talk about what's been going on in this series. New York Knicks look to avoid back-to-back losses for the first time in these playoffs to take a 3-1 series lead. The Knicks are 2-2 straight up on the road in these playoffs. They're averaging 111.9 points per game on 46.9% shooting and allowing 110.9 points on 46.5% shooting. Literally, they are one of the best offenses and one of the worst defenses in the playoffs right now, guys. All right, and that goes for the same thing for the team they're facing, because the Pacers look for another win to even up the series at 2-2. The Pacers are 4-0 straight up at home in these playoffs, and the Pacers are averaging 114.1 points on 48.7% shooting at home in the playoffs, while allowing 113.1 points on 49.1% shooting. All right, so like I said, these teams are the worst the best offenses and the worst defenses in the NBA playoff right now. Just the way they've been playing. No slight on either team. It's just what's been happening. And that has a lot to do with injuries. When you're talking about Tyrese Halliburton, he's questionable with an ankle injury, but he's been questionable previously with a back issue that he still played with and pushed through. And then he popped his sacrum in the game the other day. So I don't know if you saw like the post game, go look it up. He is in a lot of pain. I'm somebody who suffers from a lot of back pain and things like that. I got 3 sublations in my back and 2 sublations in my neck. If you know what that is, you know what I'm talking about, and one of them sits on my sciatic. So yeah, you can go through it when you got back issues, and then when you got back issues and you're trying to run up and down that court, man, it can definitely be a struggle. All right, but in order to understand the full injury report, you also got to know what's going on with the Knicks. And OG Anunoby will be out. He's dealing with a left hamstring soreness, and he won't face the Pacers in Game 4. Mitchell Robinson, he's still going to be out. He's not likely to miss the remainder of the postseason with that stress injury to his left ankle. Of course, we know Bogdanovich is out, and Julius Randle, we know he's out. All right, but for the Pacers, you also got to see Aaron Naismith is questionable. Naismith is managing right shoulder soreness, and it remains to be seen if he will play against the Knicks in this Game 4 Eastern Conference semifinals. I expect him to suit up. If Tyrese Halliburton is going to suit up, then Naismith has definitely got to suit up for this game, guys. I'm just saying, okay, because I like Naismith going through it. Now, to understand what's been going on in this series, you also got to look at what's been going on from Game 1 on. All right, so in Game 1, the New York Knicks did win 121-117. Knicks won the first quarter, lost the second quarter, so by halftime, the Pacers actually had the lead at halftime in that, so they essentially were covering at halftime there. Then the Pacers came out and scored 32. The Knicks scored 33. The Pacers came out and scored 30 in the fourth. And the Knicks scored 39. Like, this was a competitive matchup all the way through in Game 1. All right, Brunson scored 43 points on 14 to 26 shooting, and we know Miles Turner, he did his thing. Pacers shot 52.3% from the field, while the Knicks shot 53.7% from the field, guys. And then you look at 3. Pacers shot 38.5% from 3. Knicks shot 47.8. Pacers only turned the ball over 8 times, whereas the Knicks turned it over 15 times, man. Okay, now they did out-rebound the Pacers in that game, 40-32. And then when you go to game 2 and you look at what happened in game 2 in New York, okay, so the New York Knicks did win that game 130-121. They came out both on fire again in the first quarter, scoring 36 apiece. The Pacers were winning at halftime again because they scored 37 in the second quarter, whereas the Knicks only scored 27. But then the Pacers didn't do anything in the third quarter. Knicks put that lockdown D and came out and scored 36 points, while the Pacers only scored 18 in that quarter. And that's really what essentially turned the game and flipped it on its head, because in the fourth quarter, they both scored 30 points. All right, Knicks actually scored 31, but the Pacers lost by 9 because of how that third quarter played out. So once again, the Pacers were good in the first half in this series. 2-0, good for the first half, guys. The way they just come out and play. All right, just pay attention to those types of things. Those are easy money bets if you just pay attention to the trends, guys. So anyway, Halliburton had 34 points in that game. Jalen Brunson had 29. The Pacers shot 51.6% from the field, where the Knicks shot 57% from the field. The Pacers shot 44.1% from 3. Knicks shot 46.7% from the 3. All right. Then turnovers. Pacers, once again, didn't turn the ball over. Only had 9 turnovers, whereas the Knicks had 11 turnovers. So they lost the turnover battle again. But the key is the rebounding battle, because the Knicks, once again, won that rebounding battle 44-34. All right. So then when you come to game 3 and what just happened the other day, the Pacers did win 111-106. Okay. That team total, I think I had it at 111.5 or something like that, guys. It blew my mind on that one. But I did get I think I did have something with the Knicks. I know I had the Knicks at half or 9.5, but plus some points. So I think that was good. But anyway, so in game number 3, all right, the Knicks were losing the first quarter 20-29. All right, then in the second quarter, the Knicks came out on fire, scored 38 points, but the Pacers once again scored 34 points. So once again, Pacers are 3-0 in the first half in this series. All right, just another thing for easy money for you to pay attention to. Okay, now then in the third quarter, the Knicks outscored the Pacers 32-22, and then in the fourth quarter, the Pacers defense locked them down. 16 points is what the Pacers allowed in the fourth quarter. Plus, Jalen Brunson did tweak his ankle in that part of the game, I believe, somewhere in the fourth quarter. And but Halliburton also messed himself up in the fourth quarter, all right? But the Pacers still scored 26 points to win 111-106, pull out a 5-point victory, did not cover, all right? But DiVincenzo scored 35 points and Halliburton scored 35 points. Not sure if Halliburton will be able to do anything like that again in this game. Right now, his player prop is set at 21.5. If you look at his points, guys, understanding that injury. Okay, then, so for the game, Knicks came out, shot 47.5% from the field, where the Pacers shot 47.2% from the field. So the Knicks kind of regressed on their field goal shooting. However, their three-point shooting was off the chain. They shot 51.9% from 3, where the Pacers shot 37.5% from 3. Turnovers. Once again, Knicks turning the ball over 13 times. Pacers only turned the ball over 10 times. But what the key was is the Pacers were able to get 42 rebounds to the Knicks 41. And that happened because basically when you take OG Anunoby off the court, the Knicks on the season are 30-30, guys. 30-30 when you take OG Anunoby off the court. So you got to understand what happens when you take off key players, guys. All right. So anyway, Rick Carlisle said, whatever happens, you got to wipe it clean. The next game is completely new palette, and you've just got to get ready to compete when the time comes. All right. Well, the time comes today. All right, this afternoon. All right. While Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton and Dante DiVincenzo scored 35 points apiece, respectively, Andrew Nembhard made his presence felt at the end. The second-year guard rebounded after missing first 6 shots by making his final 2, including a tie-breaking 3-pointer during the latter stages of the fourth quarter. Nembhard said, when I got the ball, I didn't realize what the time was on the shot clock. Halliburton had said something, and there was like 2 seconds on the clock, so I knew I just had to get something off. I just tried to create a little space and put it up. That's all it happened. That's how it went down, man. Halliburton said, I put Drew in kind of a bad situation. He made an unbelievable shot, big shot. He really stepped up in the moment when we needed him the most, all right? Now, as far as what Brunson's talking about, he says, if I'm there, if I'm playing, then there are no excuses. If I can walk, I can play. Regarding how his injury and how he slowed down a little bit with that right foot injury, only getting 26 points on Friday, guys. We all know what's going on with OG, and Thibodeau also kept it close to the vest when asked about the officiating during the latter stages of Game 3, perhaps mindful that Carlisle was fined $35,000 by the NBA for his comments after Game 2. He said, from my vantage point, those calls could have gone our way, but I'm not going to comment until I look at film. We just have to find a way to win. That's the bottom line, guys. All right, so when you're looking at how these two teams have been playing against each other in the last, just in this series, okay, or in the playoffs, or just for the season, I'm sorry. For the season, these teams have matched up 6 times already, and out of the 6 times, it's 3-3. Okay, and then when you look against the spread, it is 3-3. Okay, so these two teams, it's a toss up, and then when you look over under so far this season, it's 3-3, 3 to the over, 3 to the under. All right, now how these two teams have been playing, like I said, these are two worst defenses in the NBA playoff right now. So you have to take that in consideration, and you also have to take into consideration the percentages. I've been telling you they've been shooting like the Knicks were shooting off the chain. They have kind of regressed back to the mean now, all right, which is what I would expect them to shoot, somewhere around 48, 49%, not 50-something percent every darn game. You know, that can't happen. But when you remove OG Anunoby, you change the complete makeup of the team, you guys. All right, so like I said, let's go ahead and look at how these two teams have been playing in this current situation. So in the playoffs, Knicks are 6-3 straight up. Pacers are 5-4 straight up at home on the season. Remember, the Pacers were 30-15 straight up, and on the road, the Knicks were just 25-20. Now, as a road underdog, okay, the Knicks are 13-15 straight up in this situation on the season, whereas a home favorite, the Pacers are 22-11 straight up, guys. So you have to understand those types of things, because on the season tells you a longer history. Even though we're in the playoffs, it's different type of ball, this and that, and the third. You got to understand what type of what you're looking at from a holistic perspective, like from the highest look you can look at it, guys. All right, now against the spread, as a home favorite, the Pacers come into this on the season 16-16-1. So against the spread, it's a toss up. And then as far as away underdog, Knicks are 14-13-1. Once again, toss up. Okay, then when you look with equal rest, both teams toss up 33-22-2 for the Knicks, and 32-25-3 for the Pacers, guys. And then when you look over as far as on the playoffs against the spread, the Pacers are 4-5, whereas the Knicks are 5-4. So that's also something you could also pay attention to. Now, when you're looking at the over/under in this situation, as a home favorite, the Indiana Pacers are 20 to the over and 13 to the under, whereas the Knicks, as an away underdog, are 17 to the over and 11 to the under. And in this playoffs, the Knicks are 6 to the over and 3 to the under. Same with the Pacers, guys. So like I said, they are the worst defenses in the playoffs left over, guys. All right, when you look at the last 3 games, the Knicks are scoring 119 points per game, giving up 116.3 points per game, whereas the Pacers are scoring 116.3 points per game and giving up that 119, because in the last 3 games, they've been playing against each other. That is the series right now. It is a 2.7 point differential between these two teams so far this series. So when you look and you can try to get some points actually will have been working out in your favor in this series if you get a couple juiced points on top of it, just to cover yourself. That's how it's been working out. But let's also look at one more thing, you guys. So like I said, these are the worst 2 defenses in the NBA playoff left, okay? When you're talking about how these two teams are matched up on the court and what's going to play out, right? The Knicks have won 5 of their last 6 games as road underdogs following a loss. The Pacers have lost 7 of their last 8 playoff games against Atlantic Division opponents, and the Knicks have covered the spread in each of their last 6 games following a road loss. The Pacers have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 4 Eastern Conference semifinal home games, and the Knicks, well, they've lost each of their last 10 Eastern Conference semifinal road games against Central Division opponents. The Pacers have won each of their last 9 games at Gainbridge Field. house, and the Pacers have covered the spread at 8 of their last 9 day games against Eastern Conference opponents. The Knicks have failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 9 day games against Central Division opponents that held a winning record, and 7 of the Pacers' last 8 home games have gone over the total points line. Now, each of the Knicks' last 4 playoff road games against Central Division opponents have gone under the total points line. Okay, so what am I looking at in this game, man? I'm going to be honest with you. I'd really like the Pacers to cover that first half. I just gave you the reasons why. They keep their 3-0 against the Knicks in the first half. I believe well, hell, you can get it all the way down to Pacers -1.5. If you do a -135, if you do -115, you can get a Pacers -2.5. So depends on what you want to pay, you can get it. All right, but I believe the Pacers first half is definitely a way to look. Or a way to go. I'm not sure about that total. I believe that with Halliburton hobbled the way he is right now, you could look towards a more of a defensive slowed down game. But then again, if they put McConnell out there and he's doing like what he can do, and they keep pushing like I think they can, then they can get over that team total. So I'm not sure about the spread. I will put whatever I go with in the pinned comment, but I'm definitely rocking with that Pacers first half. That is a deadbolt lock. All right, or I feel like a deadbolt lock, man. If you don't like it, then pick the Knicks first half. All right, but history shows which way it's going, you guys. All right, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. Prayers to everybody up there in North Florida that's been in Georgia that's been hit by the tornadoes. And happy Mother's Day, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe, man. I'm gonna see you at the window. Peace.